DynamicCardStore.com to get the cards. Icons, legends aiming at the stars. Hursty at checkout to save your points. Now your bank account won't be staying empty. DynamicCardStore.com. Use code Hursty. Go on.
Hey there guys, welcome back to Hursty Games and welcome to my review and my opinion of Icon Swaps 2. Today I'm going to show you a couple of different variations of things you can do for your icon swaps, the tokens you can take, some, a couple of multiple things that you can put together and potentially take, and I think are potentially the best things to do, and my general thoughts on icon swaps. So hopefully this video is helpful. Of course, if it is, leave a like. Of course, if this is the kind of thing you want to see, or streams and stuff, then make sure you hit that sub button as well. But without further ado, let's talk about the icon swaps. So we'll start off by going through all of them just in case you guys haven't seen them. I'll go through them relatively quickly, but we've got an 81x25 pack for 2 picks. We've got an 82x25 for 3, an 83x25 for 5. We've got Prime Moments Deco for 7, a base icon pack for 8, a mid icon pack for 9, Ashley Cole's Prime card for 9 as well, mid or Prime icon pack for 10. Then at 11, I believe it is, yep, you've got Prime Moments Mark Overmars. I don't think I said Moments, by the way, for Deco, but it was Moments Deco. For 12, you can get a Prime icon pack. Laurent Blanc's mid card, which is the 89 centre back, even though it showed the Prime card, apparently it's a mid card for 13, a 91 plus Prime icon pack for 14, so minimum of a 91 plus rated Prime icon, which we'll go through those in a mo. And then obviously we've got the 87 rated Butragueño for 15, a Prime or Moments icon pack for 16, and for 17 you can get yourself a Moments Baggio. Now, for those who don't know, at the moment there are 9 total tokens that are available to take, with a grand total of 18 after the next month of icon swap objectives as well. So 18 in total, so the absolute most you can get will be 18 tokens. So that means, as a heads up, if you take Baggio, you cannot take anything else. And I think Baggio is a pretty good place to start, actually. I personally do not think this is worth 18 or 17 tokens. This is not, for me, the thing you would take to do just that and just take Baggio. Now, I'm saying this as someone who is actually looking for a wide icon for their team. I'm actually looking for a brand new wide cam to play in my team. So this, you would think, theoretically, potentially fits in. 5-star skill moves, 4-star weak foot. Decent-ish looking card. I'm not entirely sure how much he's in the market at the moment, but for me personally, I don't think he's worth it. I do not think Baggio is worth the 17 tokens. I think theoretically you could take a bunch of other packs and you could get nothing in comparison to a 94 rated icon. However, I think it's worth the risk of taking some of the other things ahead of taking this. I personally do not think this is worth it. So Baggio for me is a big fat no. Another one for me personally that's a no is the 87 Butragueño. Now, as much as Butragueño is a good card, I think this is his mid card. Again, I'm just going to get it up on Footbin just so I make sure I'm not lying to you guys when I claim somebody as a mid or a prime or whatever. But sorry, this is his baby. There we go. This is exactly what I'm checking. His baby card, which is the 87 rated card. His 90s is mid. That's my bad. In my head, he had an 85 baby. But anyway, I'm waffling now. But yeah, as much as Butragueño is a decent card, to take him for, what was it, 15 tokens for a 3-star skiller, that's not it, Chief. It's not the one for me, mate. If this had been Dalglish or I'm trying to think of another similar-ish rated player, or even if it had been Baby Del Piero, who's a similar price, Baby Del Piero I would recommend because I love his card. I've got him in my team now and I think he's fantastic. But Butragueño for me is not worth it when the only other thing you can take with Butragueño is the 81x25. I don't think it's worth that little mixture there. Prime or Moments pack, for me, it's like when I said it with the other one, with the last swaps. Obviously, this is 16. So theoretically, sorry, you can actually get the 82x25 with the Butragueño. It's the 81x25 you can get with that. Theoretically, you can guarantee a 91 plus Prime. So you could get a worse than 91 rated Moments, or obviously a worse than 91 rated Prime card for 2 more tokens. Obviously, this is just the Prime, so you cannot get a Moments card. However, this guarantees them to be 91 rated. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a list of all the 91 rated Prime icons, and I'm going to show you those cards that you can actually get yourself, okay? Because these cards are pretty darn good. So let me just show you very quickly. Right here, you can get yourself Pele, Maradona, Zidane, Ronaldo, Ronaldinho, Cruyff, Yashin, Maldini, Garrincha, Puskás, Baggio, Henry, Baresi, Torres, Carlos Alberto Torres, Marco van Basten, Hullet, Best, Matthias, Eusebio, Cantona, Xavi, Giggs, Zanetti, Nesta, Cannavaro, Rivaldo, Stoichkov, Figo, Pirlo, Van Nistelrooy. And there's like nearly like another page here. As you can see, all of these guys here, you can also get. Admittedly, there are a few stinkers in there. You've got people like Shearer, like Scholes. You know, there are other players in there that are stinkers. However, the way I'm looking at it, the way I'm thinking about how this is kind of running down is you can get just as many stinkers in the primes, if not more, from this one. The only thing you're adding are moments cards. Now, the moments cards for me obviously are a bit of an appeal because moments cards I think are sick. I think the moments cards, majority of them look pretty cool with the designs and everything as well. But realistically, for 2 more tokens, you could get yourself Prime Nakata, whereas in this one you kind of rule that out. But then theoretically, you can also get like a moments Ronaldo. So for me, those are both risk factors, but they're interesting one to take. For me, it's a bit of a shame that you're having to take most of your tokens for a risk for not knowing what you're getting. But it is what it is. Blanc, I personally don't think is worth it. If it was his baby card, again, I'd maybe say consider it for 13 tokens. His baby card is better than his mid card in my opinion, plus the fact it starts off as a midfielder and it's very close to being Hullet Gang. It's a very good little card, that one. The Prime Icon pack, the slight stinker with this is exactly what I said with the Prime Icon and Moments. You know, for a few more, you can guarantee yourself a 91 plus, but in the same vein, with it being slightly less, you can also pick yourself up a lower rated thing. You could get yourself the 83/25, or you could pick yourself up both of these, for example. It's entirely your choice. So I think with that, it's a bit of a risk, but it's at the end of the day, it kind of depends on how many tokens you're willing to get. If you're not willing to grind all of them, I think this is kind of a good place to potentially stop at 12 or 14, depending on the objectives and depending on your club status and everything. Mark Overmars, personally, for me, not the one. Kind of similar situation to the Butragueño. A 3-star skiller isn't quite the one for me. I think Overmars is quite a good card, and I think actually for a 3-star skiller, he's one of the better 3-star skiller icons, and he's considerably less than Butragueño. So if you're needing a left mid, I don't think this is a bad choice to take. Obviously, a lot of people would have done the Ronaldo, or would have potentially done the Mahrez headliner from ages ago, or there are loads of right-winger cards out at the moment. If you need a left mid card, this could be a very good free left mid card for you to pick up, and would probably be in your team for a prolonged period of time. On the flip side, if you've got yourself a Neymar or something like that, then you don't need him. Just being honest with you. Yeah, just being honest with you. Mid or prime, for me, this one, it's a weird one because I think the base icon, unless you don't have the tokens to take other things, so say for example you've got other things and you've just about got enough to do the base icon pack, the slight stinker with this is that one more and you get yourself a mid. One more than that, you could get yourself a prime, but again, for that extra token, you could get yourself exactly what you would have got here. The main things I would say with taking this pack, if you've already got your heart set on, say for example, Ashley Cole, you're like, I'm taking Ashley Cole, I really want Ashley Cole, then take the mid-icon pack. If you're like, you know what, I'm going to take Deco, and then I'm going to take, I don't know, the 82/25, that frees up the option of taking that extra one. Rather than leaving one left over, I would only take this if what you're planning on taking adds up to 9. Theoretically, or adds up to something that you can't take more than. And I kind of would say that with the rest of them. If you're planning on taking Overmars, that leaves you 8. So you might as well just take the base icon, unless you want to take Deco or mixture of these packs. If you're unsure on which of the non-specific player, but it's actually an icon pack to take, I would look at the amount of tokens you've got left after what you've decided to take. That's the way I would work it out for you guys. Ashley Cole, by the way, I don't think it's a bad little take. I think Ashley Cole's a very good card. Left backs this year are not as good as right backs. We've had loads of really good right backs. I think on the majority, left backs aren't quite as good. For me personally, he's not getting in my team. If I didn't have Alphonso Davies team of the season, team of the year, sorry, I would genuinely consider Cole because I think A, he's a really good card, and B, with the right chem style, I think this card would be very, very usable. So yeah, I wouldn't necessarily say that's a bad one to take. Prime Cole, not bad at all. Mid-icon and the base we did just talk about in regards to taking them if you've got fodder and stuff left over. Deco for 7. Now, I don't think Deco's a great card. It's 4-star 3, so the weak foot is not the end of the world. The 4-star skill was just quite nice to have. It's a bit of an iffy card. On paper, it looks a good card. I've used Prime Deco in a draft. I've not used Prime Moments. But the Prime Deco was a bit hit and miss. He wasn't anything crazy good. But again, for me personally, if you don't know what else to take and you've got 7, 8 tokens left over, to take a 91 rated Moments card over taking a base icon, I think is worth it, in all honesty. I think if I was stuck to 8 tokens, I would probably just not do one of the tokens and just take the Deco and just be like, I don't need to take a base icon. I've already got base icons in the club, and realistically, my chances of getting a 91 rated base icon are very slim. There are, what, 2 that I can think of? Maybe even 1. I might even be making one up. I can literally only think of Zidane. So realistically, for the token amount, it's not too bad, but I wouldn't center him as your main thing. I would take him if you've got tokens left over, and it's quite a low amount of tokens. And talking of a low amount of tokens, you've got the 83, the 82, and the 81 plus packs. Now, between these, think about it. You guarantee yourself 75 rare gold cards, which is pretty good. It's going to be good for fodder. It's going to be good for other things as well. The 83, obviously, you're guaranteed 83 boards, and I would say you're probably going to get a minimum of 4 or 5 walkouts at a guess. The 82, I would say you're looking probably at least half of those being boards, unless you're incredibly unlucky with a handful of walkouts. And I would say the 81 plus, you're not guaranteed a walkout, but I'd say you've got a pretty good chance of getting a walkout anyway. Probably similar chances to like a what's it called, a ultimate pack with a better lower rating. Like ultimates, you still get loads of 75, 70 rated cards, minimum 81. I'd say you've got a pretty good chance of getting something half decent. Now, if you are willing and able to hold on to these till a promo comes out, whether that be, I don't know, for birthday, it could be team of the season if you're willing to wait that long. This is a really good thing to hold on to. I held on to my 85 times 5 and my 83 times 25, and I did pack a team of the year in my 83 times 25 when I held on to it, so I was pretty happy with that. But this being a combined total of 10, if you're deciding to do these, I would say that the best thing to take after that would either be Deco. I mean, you could take the base icon, but for me, it's Deco. If you just want to take these two, if you don't want to take the lower rated one, just because the 81 seems like a bit of a risky one, then I would probably take the middle prime, unless Ashley Cole really sticks out for you and you think I really want to take that, because those two add up to 8, and then that means you can get yourself the middle prime icon for another 10, which adds up to 18. If again on the flip side you want to take, again the lower two, or you want to take the 81 times 25 and the 80, for some reason, if you just take 2 of these, there are plenty of good combinations. The lowest it will leave you is 10, so you can theoretically go with this being the worst thing you're going to take if you take 2 out of 3 of the preliminary packs, with the best you can take being the Laurent Blanc, but again, I wouldn't personally take him, so I would probably take the Prime Icon pack if I were you, and that's if you take the 81 and the 82 pluses. That means that you can still get the Prime Icon pack. That will take you up to 17 tokens in total. Now, for those who are curious as to what I'm planning on doing, I'm not entirely sure. I'll be brutally honest with you. I still haven't fully worked it out yet. My first thought is to potentially just do these first 4, get all the player packs. It would firstly help me out, so I would potentially hold on to, I'd start by taking the 81 times 25, wait till the next promo comes out, which I'm thinking is either going to be Winter Refresh if they're deciding to do it really late, or to do the FUT Birthday, I think would be the next one after that. And that's 25 players, pretty good chance of getting something from a promo that isn't Team of the Year anyway. And if there are teams and stuff that I haven't got players for, guess what? I'll probably get a bunch of UCL cards in that. I'll probably get a bunch of players from, Santander, Serie A, Bundesliga, whatever the teams are for the objectives and stuff, and it'll probably help me do a couple of those, and they'll be first owner, obviously, which is nice and helpful, and then stack up until I get all of these, which is obviously 10, and then take the deco, because I think it's worth taking the deco over the base icon. The other thing I'm potentially thinking about doing is taking the Prime Icon pack or the 91 Prime, because again, the 91 Prime does take out a fair few stinkers, but there are still quite a few stinkers stuck in there. I don't own any Prime Icons in my team, so regardless of who I get, I will not be getting a duplicate, which is one thing I'm thinking about. I have a couple of mids and I have a couple of base icons in my club, which is why I'm kind of going to avoid them, because I've opened, I think I've had 3 base icons all year, and 2 of them were Eto, so mid icons, and 2 of them were Eto, both untradeable, so bit of a stinker, would like to avoid that. So for me personally, for what I'm going to do, I'm either going to take one of the Prime Icon packs and then use the rest of my tokens and stuff to get some of the 25 times packs, or I'm just going to take the first page, purely because for the state of my club, it makes the most sense. Do I think Deco's going to be a better wide cam than Suka, because that's who he'd potentially come in for? I would try it. Would I stick with it if I like it? Yes. If it doesn't work, am I upset? No. It's a 91 rated card. I've got Prime Moments in the club. It is what it is. But yeah, I think for me, for where my club is at, I'm going to take the packs, purely because I'll save them for a promo, and who knows what I will get. But hopefully this has been vaguely helpful. If you have any questions or any, combinations that you're thinking of taking and you want my opinion on, pop them in the comment section down below. I will give you my opinion on them. I do pride myself on trying to answer as many comments and stuff as I can, so I will reply to them as and when I get a chance to. Of course, if you're new to the channel, then a sub is greatly appreciated. And obviously, if you turn on notifications as well, you'll be told anytime that we upload a video or indeed go live with the live stream. But for now, guys, I want to say thank you for watching. I've been Tom. You guys have been watching, and I'll see you soon. Look after yourselves, and of course, wash your hands.
What? Nah, his name is Hursty. Slap bald head, yeah, it'll probably hurt me. Bang top bins, it'll probably hurt you. Ginger, streamer, platform, YouTube. Drop a name in the chat, we'll say hello. Entertained, yeah, you already know. Capital H, yeah, I'm a read it slow. Hursty Games, yeah, you already know. Hursty Games.